Recently, How to Train Your Dragon, the live action remake, dropped in theatres, and I got a chance to watch it a few weeks ago, or about a week ago or so, and I've got all my reviews ready here, and let me just say, I had an absolute blast with this film. I thought this film was brilliant. So before we go any further, I just would like to say, I apologise for not uploading a lot recently. There's been a lot going on, and, stuff, personal stuff and a lot of life stuff. So I haven't really been able to upload, but I'm going to try and get back to it as much as possible with the How to Train Your Dragon review today. And then I'm seeing Jurassic World Rebirth tonight. I filmed my F1 review and that is ready. I'm just putting some final touches on the editing. And the Lilo and Stitch review, I know that is late and I know that came out over a month ago. But I filmed it the day after I saw it, which was like the day it came out or something like that. And it's edited, it's ready. I just haven't ever got around to uploading it, but it's ready. But How to Train Your Dragon here, guys, and just a quick little thing just to say here. Sorry, I'm not going to show footage from the film because Universal have just got so weird with the copyright thing. They literally copyright anything. So I'm just going to show you footage from the DreamWorks racing game, I think it's called All Stars Racing, that came out a few years ago. I'm just going to show you footage from that. And without further ado, let's get started with my review of How to Train Your Dragon. Now, to give you a little bit of context, I grew up really enjoying How to Train Your Dragon. I remember seeing the second one in the cinema when I was quite young. I can't remember what year it came out, but I remember going to see that, and I saw the third one. I don't think I saw the first one, but obviously I saw the first one at home and I loved it and I really enjoyed it. But for some reason I always leaned just a little bit more towards Kung Fu Panda and Shrek, and I really liked like Mr. Peabody and Sherman. So I did lean into those ones, and those were ones were my go-to because I found How to Train Your Dragon films to be quite heavy. And even going back to them now, they are heavy films, but you can't deny that first How to Train Your Dragon film is one of the best animated films ever created. It's filled with so much heart, so much soul. And when you translate that to live action, it works really, really well. So reviewing the live action remakes is always tricky because it's either you look at it from the perspective of just it being a new film, or you look at it as a translation of the old original film. I'm going to try and do a little bit of both here as best as I can. So I think How to Train Your Dragon is a story which lends itself well to live action. We've all gotten tired of the Disney ones mostly. I haven't even seen Snow White yet. And there's been a load of other ones that people have just got tired of and bored of, whether that be the Lion King ones, the Jungle Book one I actually liked, the Aladdin one, it was okay, and there was just a load of other ones. But this is DreamWorks' first shot of it. And I think this is the perfect example of how you adapt an animated film to live action. The film carries the same magic as the original did, and it does that without any issue. It just brings what worked before and translates it to live action. This isn't a film which swings for the fences. It doesn't do anything majorly different, and unlike the Lilo and Stitch film, there's no proper changes which are going to really frustrate fans. So it's either you like that or you don't. If you're tired of Disney changing the live action remakes and adding things and removing things, you are going to really enjoy this film. But if you are one of those people who doesn't enjoy the handful of Disney films that are just shot for shot the same, for example, The Lion King, you are not going to enjoy this film. It is one of two. It's one of two things. And, when the first trailer released, we were all waiting to see what Toothless looked like, and he looks flawless. He looks so good. The CGI is amazing, and he looks no different. So there's not really a lot to comment on there because it's the same thing. It's not a Sonic situation where they changed the design and it was terrible, or like just all these, or like Lilo and Stitch where it was relatively similar. There's a couple of little tweaks in the colours and things. No, there's not even a single difference in Toothless's design that is even worth noting. So, Toothless is just as adorable as he was 15 years ago. And we've got Mason Thames as Hiccup, and he gives a fantastic performance where he brings his own version of Hiccup to the table, where he's not copying the original, but equally he's still got that same charm, that same quirky personality, and you can just feel how his character flows. You know, he wants to make his dad proud. He's fed up of being seen as such a bit of a failure and just a bit unwanted in the background. He's getting in the way of all this dragon stuff, and then he goes against his father's legacy and his family and whatnot, and that is played really, really well in live action. And I think in some way, if you haven't seen the original and you watch this one first, I think you will connect with this one a lot more. Whether that be through Toothless, through Hiccup, through the dragons, through Stoic, and the story in general, you will. And Gerard Butler returns as Stoic, and it's not even worth noting again, he does a fantastic job. Just brings the same really strong emotion and just a great father, but equally a really demanding father to the table. So he's really, really good. We've also got Nico Parker as Astrid. Really, really great, honestly. I thought Astrid was one of the best parts of this film, and you know, they add a little bit more to the character and some of her motives and some of her past and things like that. Not too much, and I think, you know, they are doing the second one live action. I think they might dig into that a little bit more when we go further, and I think they might expand on her character a little bit more. I was watching a documentary about this film, and they said they wanted to expand on her character just a little bit more, which I thought was a good choice, and they just added a bit more to the story, and just made you kind of feel the frustration of Astrid with Hiccup a little bit more in some way. Interpret that as you will, but you'll see when you see the film, and that's good. And also the film can actually be very funny, and I kind of forgot how funny the original is, and I think some of it does translate better to live action. Like I say, I think I've said this before, the kind of the side characters like Fish Legs and all that, they're not really like Snotlout and what are the other two called? The twins. I can't remember their names. But them two, like, they're not my favourite characters in the entire franchise. They're okay here. They didn't amaze me or anything. But they, you know, they weren't terrible. But the most important thing that this film had to do was capture that same heart. And this film did that, and it achieved that really, really well. It had the heart, it had the emotion, the CGI was amazing. And I genuinely think this is one of those ones where, aside from a lot of the Disney ones, like take Lilo and Stitch for example, if someone had both Lilo and Stitch in front of me and they said, which one are you watching? I'm watching the original. If someone had never seen Lilo and Stitch before, I'm saying watch the original. But with this one, I'm saying go either way. Genuinely, if you're someone who connects more with live action stuff, go with live action. If not animated, like, you're getting the same package and you're feeling that same emotion, that same feels. To some people that might be a negative, because it's just like, oh, well, what's the point in this film even being a thing if it's just a rehash of the original? And I get that, and I get why you would be frustrated with this film. So, and with that said, going into some of the negatives, like, this film didn't feel the need to fix or change anything, and that's good. You don't need to fix anything that doesn't need to be fixed. So I think in that regard, this is going to be very divisive in how people think of it. It's more of a mixed sort of thing, but, you know, kind of, it's a very, very minor thing. But one negative I did have is the film is, I think it's about 20 minutes longer than the original, maybe 25 minutes. And the first sort of 20 minutes take a little while to get going. And I kind of felt like the opening sequence, if you've seen the original, you know what I'm talking about. It did feel like it dragged on a little bit, and it kind of felt like, okay, we could move on a little bit, and we kind of just wanted to see Hiccup and Toothless kind of bond. And I don't know if some of it did come down to budget issues and they wanted to save a lot of the budget for the Red Death scene at the end or things like that. But it did take a little while to get going, and I think in some way the CGI issue is a bit more understandable than some other films where, you know, they just throw in human subplots and things for no reason. They don't do that. They don't throw in like a different storyline or a subplot to save money or whatever and stretch out the runtime. but it doesn't shy away from just kind of being a bit long, and it's just a bit slow. But once you get going, and once you've got Toothless and Hiccup bonding, it kind of it kicks the motion into gear. And kind of the issue is that as soon as you see Toothless get shot down by Hiccup, he then meets him, and then there's a little interaction there, and then we're back and we're gone, and we don't see Toothless for another like 15 minutes, and that will kind of just slow down the film. And I thought we could have made a few cuts just to speed it up a little bit more, but really it's still a great film. It's not a film which takes loads of risks, but it never really needed to, and that was never really what this film wanted to do. You know, the casting's great, the CGI's great, the dragons are amazing, and it's not any film which swings to the fences, and it doesn't take any risks which are going to upset fans, I don't think. I think the only people who are going to be upset by this film are the people who wanted something different and wanted them to expand. This film is going to be an experiential event for a lot of people. A lot of people might just go see this in IMAX or go see this in cinema and whatnot, and really enjoy it, and then be like, yeah, I enjoyed it, but I'd never watch it again. If I was going to watch How to Train Your Dragon, I would just watch the original. That's what a lot of people are going to be like, and a lot of people are going to be in the same boat in that regard. And, you know, I respect that a lot of people are tired of these Disney live-action remakes. Obviously, this is a DreamWorks one. I am as well. And, you know, a lot of people are saying, well, if we go see this, we're not supporting original films and we're just going to get more live-action remakes. And I do agree. But if you are someone who loved the original film, you're missing out if you don't go see this film at the cinema on the biggest screen possible. You are missing out, because it is worth it. The flying sequences are amazing. The score is fantastic. You know, it's emotional, it's nostalgic, it's funny, it's sweet, it's cute, it's got all those emotions. And by the time you get to the end of it, you just feel happy, and you just feel like you've watched a nice, fun, entertaining film with a lot of heart, an adorable side or main character being Toothless, and some really likable leads as well. So I really enjoyed this film. I thought it was a great live action remake, and who knows whether these DreamWorks live action remakes are going to go. We're definitely going to get the How to Train Your Dragon trilogy. We've already got the second one announced. It's only a matter of time until the third one gets announced. But this film is definitely worth your time if you grew up with the original or are new to this trilogy as well. So this film is such a blast. I really, really enjoyed it. I think this is a great, great, great film, which is worth seeing on one of the biggest screens possible. And with that said, I think I'm going to give the film a solid 8.5 out of 10. I think I might be leaning a little bit towards that 8.6 to possibly about a 9 out of 10. But that might be pushing it just a little bit. But, you know, that is going to wrap up this video, guys. And thank you so much for watching. Please do comment, like, and subscribe, particularly with your friends, family. And let me know your thoughts on How to Train Your Dragon down below, the live-action remake. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Were you somewhere in the middle? And did you grow up with the original? Are you new to this trilogy? All that fun stuff down below. Now, I am sorry I haven't been uploading again. I am going to try and get back to it as much as I can. Obviously, I'm not sure how often I'll be uploading, but I'm going to try and do it as much as possible. You know, we've got Fantastic Four, we've got Superman, and we've got Jurassic World coming out this month, which is going to be really, really exciting. And we've also got Happy Gilmore on the way this month as well, I believe. We've got The Bad Guys too. So many fun things to talk about. And I'm having to find different ways to structure the videos, because these studios are getting really strict on copyright, and I really don't want my videos getting copyrighted. So, you know, when the film's coming up, so like Superman, if you guys want to comment some suggestions of a game you'd like to see me play while I review it. So this one, I'm doing the DreamWorks racing game, and I think I'm doing some time trials and some racing. All it's pre-recorded. But for Superman, let me know. I could do a Lego one, I could do Injustice, Fantastic Four, I was thinking Marvel Rivals maybe, or Lego Marvel Superheroes. I've already filmed the Jurassic World one. I'm doing Jurassic World Evolution 2. So all that fun stuff, guys. But with all that said, thank you so much for watching. Please do comment, like, and subscribe, share it with your friends and family, and let me know Are you going to be able to see How to Train Your Dragon, or did you enjoy it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? We're somewhere in the middle. But that is all for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye, How to Train Your Dragon fans.